I'm Brom.
And I'm James. Today's topic, all food in Huntington and places to enjoy it.
So, we all eat food. We all do.
Every day.
Yep. We sleep and we eat food. And there's very few things that all humans do each and every day, but food is one of them.
You would hope so, certainly. Because if you don't eat, then, living's not the same.
And it's not going to be optimal for the life process and growing. So we're going to be discussing it here in Huntington.
We're actually going to discuss our fast food topics first. We've got a nice few options in Huntington. We're going to give you our top 3 at the very end, but we're going to talk about all of them briefly. Starting with McDonald's, I think that it's very popular, probably most popular fast food chain.
Yeah, it was introduced, I believe, around the 50s era, and it's known for its burgers originally, right? Burgers and fries. It's pretty typical. It's like American food, what you typically think of. It's pretty solid. The dining area, it's pretty decent. Typically old people, I think. Not as many teenagers are really invested in the franchise that much.
If you do go inside, I think all of these places are for older people. I think we have a large population of retired people that go inside and eat.
Mm-hmm.
People nowadays will I say kids more so will just go through fast food and eat in their car or take it home instead of going to eat inside. Which I think eating inside is really a big part of it because I think it's just it's a nice little experience,
Mm-hmm. It's really where you kind of get the feel and the overall what this restaurant or establishment stands for.
A little atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, McDonald's is pretty nice. It's always an honorable mention, no matter where you go or what beautiful little town you reside in. But I think next we're gonna go on to Taco Bell, right?
Well, it used to be. I'd say I used to go here quite often during soccer season because I'd go there after a game, maybe after practice, and I would get something. I would get the chicken quesadilla and the chicken chipotle meal, and I was quite disappointed when I went one day a few months ago, and they told me they got rid of the chicken chipotle meal because it was very good, and now it's changed my order because usually most restaurants I like exploring the menu, seeing what I like, and I found what I liked, and now I have to switch up again, and it's just it's a little devastating.
For sure, that is an issue. I think it's got a reputation for getting rid of some important things that they have on their meal. They're always switching, and it's good to keep things new and fresh, but they do change a little bit too often. I think a lot of people can agree with that. But I would say the inside, there's very few seats there. It's a pretty enclosed space. As a veteran yourself from the establishment, I assume we can both agree that there's very few sitting options. Can be a little crowded, and it's mainly ran by younger people who don't necessarily care about your seating or your overall experience. But I would say it's decent. It's not a terrible thing. They do get rid of some of your options, so if you don't want to be betrayed or backstabbed, I would just go into it with that mindset, knowing that things could change.
But I would say the bright side of Taco Bell is they're open until 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times on the weekend you'll see, because a lot of places close, maybe even Wendy's is open until 12.
Mm-hmm.
Now McDonald's open past midnight, I think it is.
I think it is, yeah.
And they're open until 3, and that's a packed drive-through the late hours if you're ever hungry for a snack.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and if you don't have any food at home or something, it is definitely a good place to go. Get a little American Mexican food into your stomach. So it's definitely a good idea.
I think changing on to what I just mentioned, Wendy's now open until 12. I think this is a very fine establishment. They have also changed their inside a little bit. They've got that modern soda machine now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm referencing.
Yeah, it's digital. You can choose anything. More options than I think any of the other restaurants here on this list as of right now.
Taco Bell may have Taco Bell has it?
No.
I don't. I was gonna say I don't think. No. I thought maybe, but I think I'm wrong.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
Maybe soon.
Yeah, Wendy's has a nice variety. Obviously known for their chicken, spicy chicken often, and then they also are known for a loaded fry. I believe it is currently the only fast food restaurant in our vicinity that offers a loaded French fry, which is a pretty well known kind of American meal there.
They've got a lot of good options. The Baconator,
Mm-hmm.
Also the pretzel Baconator. I would say I don't know how they make the bun a pretzel, but I mean I am impressed on the flavor.
Well, pretzel is a type of bread, so I think it's probably a less hard kind of
Oh,
pretzel
then
there.
that wouldn't make sense, I'd say. The one thing I would say that's about Wendy's is whenever they have a special Frosty is they take away the vanilla Frosty, and I'd say the vanilla Frosty is more of a classic than the chocolate Frosty is. Because we had the peppermint Frosty recently, and they took away vanilla, and I was a little bit disappointed when I saw that. It's not, because if I would have peppermint or chocolate, I would just have chocolate.
Mm-hmm. That is unbelievable. But I can remember when they brought the pumpkin spice Frosty.
Was that a good one?
Oh, that was great during the October kind of season. But aside from Frosties, I mean, they make a solid food. They're pretty quick. There's always a lot of workers in there. It's never really underworked. I don't think I've ever been there where the staff wasn't present, pumping out their meals for you. I would say average quality of Arby's is pretty high, honestly, here in the Huntington area. Um, I rate it pretty high up there on the fast food list.
With Arby's?
Sorry, I'm reading ahead. Wendy's,
Okay.
Arby's too.
Arby's. We'll get to them. We'll get to them later.
Yeah, that's enough on Wendy's though. I think
I
it's
think. Talking about Jimmy John's now. Jimmy John's is they're a fine establishment as well. They've got some quality subs. They got some good desserts and some chips. I'm a big fan of the barbecue chips they have there.
Mhm.
I think it's really a classic, and they make your own sandwich. They're pretty fast. They're pretty. It's not. It's also like for
It's pretty fast. It's freaky fast.
freaky fast. My apologies. And I'd say that for a fast food chain, it's like more healthy than than a lot of the other options. Well, it's like less. It's not fried really.
It's pretty fresh, I would say.
Let's say that's what Wendy's claims to have. But I think they may be lying. Maybe stuck a little bit.
There may be some false things they're spouting to us, but I think overall, I mean, they're both pretty. They're more fresh than what you'll see at some other
The
chains.
thing about Jimmy John's doesn't advertise to take down their rivals. They just promote their own food.
It's true, and they were founded by Jimmy John himself. So he's a pretty interesting guy. He likes to go hunting. I definitely do support the founder there. He's a pretty interesting guy. And if you think about Jimmy John's as a freaky fast establishment, right? They don't really try to contend with Subway, where it's make your own sub, because you don't really make your own sub at Jimmy John's. It's more of a, you order off of a menu and you get it freakily fast, and it's freaky good.
Indeed, it is. Going on to their maybe rival, but not even necessarily a rival because they don't even play in the competition really. Subway, they do make their own sub, and I think they're not as fast as Jimmy John's is here. But I do also enjoy. They've got some specials. Recently they've had the footlong churro, the footlong cookie, and the footlong pretzel, which have all been interesting additions to the team, the roster. I'd say the churro surprised me the most because I'm not like the biggest nutrition guy. I don't like track anything, but for a footlong churro, how many calories think are in that?
A foot-long churro. So we're talking about a
Churro.
cinnamon.
A footlong churro, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to recall what a
A
churro
whole
is.
foot.
A whole foot,
Yes.
as in 12 inches.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. And is it exactly 12 inches?
I didn't have the measuring stick out, but I believe it was.
Okay. Well, if I'm assuming that it's exactly 12 inches, a churro, I'm assuming it's isn't it a deep fried
Yes, it is.
sort of thing with covered with cinnamon? I'm gonna have to definitely guess it in the upper a couple hundred probably, maybe 400, 500 calories.
Yeah, you're not too far off. When I asked other people this, they were a little bit over, and it's under 300.
Under 300.
I think it was 290, and I was bamboozled when I saw that because I was like, wow, you can eat a whole footlong churro. Because footlong churro is you're like, oh, this is dessert, and most times you think of a dessert, you're thinking of, oh, this is like a high calorie meal. This is gonna take in a big portion of my day. I can't eat as much. This doesn't take that big of a hit into what you're eating.
That is incredible. I did guess a little lower because you were obviously, hyping it up to be something that I was not expecting. But that is for sure a feat in its own. I think that's interesting. And then, I don't know about the footlong cookie, but I've heard it's pretty delicious. I don't know how the macros are on it, but it's definitely a good addition.
They do have some good cookies there as well. These good subs, I'd say. I do favor Jimmy John's over them if I'd have to pick.
But then again, it's a completely different kind of, deal. It's like you're creating your own sub, if you choose to create your own sub at Subway, or you're, ordering something from Jimmy John's. So it's really quite different. It's good to try both and, dip your toes in the water, I think.
If you want to dip your toes on the other side of the pond, actually right next to it, there's a Hardee's, which I've had a few times. It's good. It's more of an expensive fast food chain, but I do quite enjoy it. They have some good options.
Yeah, and it's not always, but sometimes you're gonna have to pay a little more for quality. I would say the chicken there is definitely pretty high quality. In fact, you and I have actually had some experience out of school hours going to Hardee's. It's a nice establishment. There's definitely some good seasonings they have for the chicken. They have incredibly good buttermilk ranch. I don't really dive into the burger side of Hardee's there, but I think, have you?
Now, I don't believe I have, but I think I will be excited to. I am because based off what else they have, they've treated their food with their kindness. They've prepared it well,
with a smile.
with a smile on their face, and they told me have a good day, and I told them have a great day because I was gonna be like I know I'm gonna have a good day because of what's in my hand. It's inside this bag.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, they have some good, customer and even manager kind of connections there. I think they definitely produce some good food. It is a little bit higher, but I mean, what can you say? Sometimes you do have to pay for that quality there.
Speaking about quality, we have Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen,
Dairy
the
Queen's
queen of dairy. Really, it's incredible what they can do with a bit of dairy and a bit of sugar to just concoct some sort of dessert for you that you can lay upon your taste buds.
all of the food includes dairy.
Yeah, all of it. I don't know if that's a fact. I don't know that could be misinformation. Don't take that to heart. But they do definitely make some good. Are they called Frosties there? What are they
No,
called?
they're called blizzards.
Blizzards.
I
Because
do
they're cold.
I do enjoy, and they also have lots of specials, like very frequently for each season.
Yeah, which is incredible. They're always pumping out new content, like updates almost for their food. It is incredible as well. Yeah, I think their actual food. I've had their tenders quite a few times. For fast food wise, it's pretty good. Got nothing bad to say about it.
Sometimes it does take a little bit longer to get your food, but for the quality, I do enjoy it. Like I mean, the box, as you said, like chicken tenders, I do enjoy the chicken tenders there. I'm not even like mainly a chicken tender guy. I used to be a picky eater and I branched out more, but staying there, I do really enjoy their chicken tenders.
Mhm.
And, if you're gonna go get ice cream, maybe you don't want to go to that like Zesto. That's a really good ice cream place. If you want to switch it up a little bit, you can get a nice little Blizzard there.
Going to be a little bit of a cheaper option too, and it's pretty reliable even if you're not here in our hometown, Huntington. If you're branching out, you're going and venturing around, you're probably going to see a Dairy Queen along the way, and you can go and get a hometown favorite there.
Yeah,
even if it's
we
not
have we have two actually.
two. Yeah, one's open in the summer. I don't think it has inside seating,
I'm
but
gonna say
yeah. So if you want Dairy Queen, well, you can go there twice in one day, and you can still have a different experience at each. So
yeah, it is. Going on to KFC. I do think that this is one of the better options. They have a rival coming into town very soon.
that is exciting. We will
Very
get to
soon.
that a little bit later. Let's keep that under veils for right
I
now.
was just mentioning it though. They have they're ahead right now,
Mhm.
and because they do have some I think the best chicken, I'd argue, in Huntington for a fast food place. They've got some tenders, they got some nuggets. They've also got some like the bone-in chicken. They've got the breast, the thigh, the wing. Everything you're looking for. They've got a good signature sauce, KFC sauce. I do very much enjoy it. For sauces that are like, say, like restaurant like specific, not like barbecue sauce. Like I'm not gonna rank those. For I really do enjoy the KFC sauce for like restaurants. So I'd say it's top 3 fast food sauce I've ever had.
I think, I mean, yeah, I can agree with that for sure. You're referencing the buffalo and ranch mixed together, right?
I'm just referencing It's called the
The
KFC sauce.
Okay, well, I haven't actually dabbled in the KFC sauce, but I'll take your word for it. I think one thing you did fail to mention that's huge with KFC is it's actually Kentucky Fried Chicken. So,
Kentucky.
and
We're in Indiana, but it's fried in Kentucky.
Mhm.
I can't believe how they perform like this.
yeah, it's insane how they can just ship it so quickly and it's still, warm for you to eat it at the restaurant. And Kentucky actually is shaped like a chicken wing or a leg, which is also just insane how this world works in that kind of manner.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's true.
But also, I'd say we do have to mention that the KFC fries, also very, very greatly seasoned, I'd say. Performed with care.
I believe they're double battered too. I could be wrong there, but there's definitely a difference between the golden crust on the side of a KFC fry compared to almost any other fast food fry.
So I say their sides are quite good compared to other places. Like they have more different options, I'd say, like mashed potatoes and gravy. I don't know of any other places that like fast food wise that have that.
Well, we are located a little bit in the north too. This is more of a southern kind of humble roots, and obviously it's from a hometown hero who created KFC. Not our hometown, but it's genuinely a hero, Colonel Sanders. He's been all over the world. I'm sure he's been to Indiana.
I do treat him like a hometown hero though, because I do really enjoy the food he created.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows who he is. He's almost like a president in some ways, just because of how impactful he's been on society, which is crazy. But yeah, KFC's great. I think in this. Yeah. All right. So time's coming. I think we should just move on to Taco John's.
Taco John's, I've not had Taco John's before, honestly. I can't say too many things about them. They're a gas station chain, but I don't know. If you ever want a taco, maybe stop by. Hurts pretty fast though.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. Maybe if Taco Bell's not suited to your fitting or your liking, you may want to go on into Taco John's. I believe it's actually partnered with the Love's gas station here in Huntington, and Yeah, I mean, I haven't really dabbled there too many times. I know they have some pretty decent, um, potato wedges. They're not wedges. I don't really know what you call them, a hash brown, I guess, little circular
Mm.
hash browns. Um, it's pretty decent. I don't really have a whole lot of experience there, so I don't want to spread any misinformation.
Also, but once again, talking about the rival coming into town, we have a new Popeyes opening up very soon. I've had Popeyes a few times. I do really enjoy them. They're similar to what the Colonels created, and I'm excited to see what new spice they bring to a hometown like ours.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think of Popeyes for hometown residents like us. It's like a delicacy when you're venturing out into the city. The long trek to Fort Wayne. Sometimes you get a little Popeyes on your taste buds, and it's an incredible feeling, and it's an incredible thing to experience, maybe with friends, family, or loved ones. And it's coming here, and I think everyone's really excited for it. It looks like it's being built down near the theater on that road there, and it looks like it's coming along quite well.
Well, the building has a little bit of teal on it as well. I was talking to people. Is Popeyes associated with the color teal?
See, this is actually something I have noticed in my spare time as well, observing the construction of the building, and I can't confirm nor deny that. I really don't know. I pretty much only frequent the one on Jefferson by Jefferson Point. So yeah, I don't know. They could be mixing up the colors, maybe not. Not really sure.
What would you say your top three favorite fast food restaurants are?
I'm glad we could finally get down to this. This is definitely good at narrowing this down. I'd say for me, it's going to go probably in order. Wendy's for the exceptional, seating and everything. KFC for, I mean, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then ultimately McDonald's.
I'm not going to go too far into detail because we have talked about what we have liked about the restaurants. I'm going to say number one is KSC, number two is Wendy's, and number three is Arby's. Actually, I think they're a sleeper team, really.
I don't think we actually got to discuss Arby's, did we? But
I think we did a little bit. Maybe not.
I think I just accidentally said Arby's instead of Wendy's, and we just skipped
You
it
did
because
say
of
that.
that. But Arby's is good. It's a very good restaurant. That's what we can say.
They've got a lot of nice options that maybe people hate on a little bit too much. But moving down to our sit-down restaurants, we do have a lot of nice restaurants that you are actually. There's no. I mean, there might actually these are fast food friendlies. I don't believe so.
No.
Yeah, you do have to sit down for these. These are nice dining experiences that maybe you'll be able to enjoy over maybe spring break or so.
Yeah, absolutely. Take your significant other or partner on a little date there. Sit down. It's a little nicer. Don't recommend going to fast food for one of those, especially if it's a first. But yeah, or you could just go there with your family, maybe after some weekend activities. I think it's a great thing that we can discuss here and try to just tell you what's good here in Huntington. Looks like first on the list we've got the Brick House. So the Brick House is a hometown establishment, I believe, correct?
I do believe.
Yeah, I don't believe it's
Not a chain.
not a chain, no. So it's located in downtown Huntington. Definitely has some high quality foods there, I would say. There's some outdoor seating. Are minors allowed to sit inside? I'm not sure.
I don't know if they are actually. I know I've sat outside before.
Okay, yeah, it sounds like from some background research that you can't actually sit inside as a minor, so that's definitely a good option. I haven't eaten there too many times. It's not one that I frequent often, but I can say every meal I've gotten there, I've gotten I believe some pasta maybe or some shrimp. I don't really know. Whatever it was quite good. It was well cooked.
I've been there a few times with my parents. My parents go there somewhat frequently. They'll take me home some food because sometimes it's 21 and over. So sometimes on a Saturday night they'll bring me home some food. I really do enjoy what they do have. Like the barbecue chicken is very very good. I will say they have a lot of other options. I don't want to be wrong though, so I will not mention any of the other ones. But moving on to the Great Wall. What do you think of the Great Wall?
Great Wall. All right, so we're talking about Chinese here. Okay, Chinese. And we don't have any other Chinese options here. Honestly, we don't have very much diversity in Huntington here, food-wise. We'll talk about it a little later. We do have a Japanese restaurant. It's right by it. But Chinese and Japanese, a lot of people get that confused. They'll just think Asian, right? Well, Asia's a continent. It's massive, right? Japan and China aren't even connected. Japan's a little island. So the Chinese is quite different than Japanese food you'll get. There's an open buffet at the Great Wall, all you can eat. It's fairly cheap, too. I believe it's around, do you know how much it is? Around $12 a meal?
I don't believe so, but for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I will say that you can get lots of food for that $12. And if you want to fill yourself up, go there, and you might not have to eat for the next 3 days.
Yeah. Fun fact: it's actually the only buffet that's here in town, other than the Pizza Hut salad buffet.
Bar.
Yeah. But the Pizza Hut buffet is no more, unfortunately. So yeah, if you want to go, you want to eat a bunch, you want to just get full up, get stuffed, go to Great Wall. It's a pretty nice place. They have decent food, but it's for a good price.
But if you want to move next door, you have the Japanese restaurant, Yamato. And I will say this is a very nice restaurant. I don't usually see, there's a nice little indoor seating, right? Nice little environment.
Oh, for sure.
And usually you don't see the place like very packed, but I will say the environment, very good. The workers are nice. The food is very good. They have a nice wide variety of menu. They have sushi. They have some teriyaki dinners.
You can get some professionally made ramen as well.
Ramen, some yakisoba. They've got lots of options, and I think you will be pleased with lots of the options if you do try them out.
Absolutely. And don't let the Asian kind of thing put you off, because they have, a yakiniku dish. If you just get steak yakiniku, maybe some ginger dressing, then you put some yum yum sauce on that, you're pretty much just eating steak slices, some rice, and some sauces, and that's pretty much it. It's a pretty good thing. I don't think anybody's not going to like that. So you can get sushi there, like we mentioned. There's a great deal of variety, and I think all is a pretty high quality, to be honest.
Very high quality. And then moving on to another restaurant, we have Wings Etc. This is a place I frequent somewhat often. I watch sports there sometimes. They have some good food. It's a nice environment they have there. Good food.
Headquarters are actually in Fort Wayne, I believe, so it's very much a regional kind of chain. It is a chain. But yeah, Wings Etc. is a pretty nice establishment, I would say. They have actually the famed, what is it called? Wall of Flame?
Wall of Flame.
Wall of Flame.
Wall of Fame?
Wall of Fame. I don't really know.
One of them.
But you know what we're talking about if you live here. I mean, it's genuine. It's like if you're on that, it's a fame status. So basically, if you don't know what that is, you eat X amount of wings.
16, I
16.
believe.
16 wings. Can you have water?
16 bone-in wings without any water.
Without any water, yeah. And if you can get through that in one sitting period, then you actually get a photograph on the wall called the Wall of Flame.
And that's
a shirt.
Very prestigious. I have not yet attempted it. I mean, I think maybe one day I will. I wasn't necessarily the biggest person into spicy food, but I think I've ventured more deeper into that, and I think maybe I will try it someday, because it's an interesting challenge,
For sure.
I like to challenge yourself, it's something to do.
And I believe, I don't know if we mentioned it, but it is the hottest hot sauce that they have available that you must to get that status. But speaking aside from that, I mean, if you don't like spicy things, guess what? You don't have to go to Wings Etc. for spice. You can get burgers there. You can get fries. You can get salads. You can get pretty much anything that's kind of an American kind of stylized food.
A wide variety of the menu.
For sure.
We're an American place. Moving on to a place that's not American, a few places that aren't American in a row, actually. We have Makati's. It's a nice little, compared to the other Mexican restaurants, I'd say the seating is a lot more like a chill environment.
For sure. It's the biggest Mexican restaurant we have, I believe. And
size-wise?
Yeah, size. Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of business people may go there. I think it's a little quieter, maybe a little less busy. I've been there a few times. I think they used to have a Mexican buffet, which is really unique. It's not a terrible place. I'm not going to say I frequent often, so I don't want to talk about it a whole bunch, but that's pretty much my input for it.
I don't really have too much import as well.
All right, well, pretty much after Makati's, we've got Chava's. So everyone knows Chava's. If you live here, you know about Chava's. All right, it's a little quaint Mexican restaurant. It's right over there by the bank. So it's a beautiful establishment, I think. So, I mean, I know you and I have both frequented quite often.
Quite often. And a lot of times people, when they go to Mexican restaurants, they only frequent the arroz con pollo, maybe the chef special at Los Amigos, if you will. But I think that Mexican restaurants have a lot more to offer than just that. And I think you are if you're going to just one restaurant, you're only getting the same thing. You are not having the full Chava's, the Makati's, the full Los Amigos experience. I think you really, even if this is what you end up liking the most, you can have the more full experience, more enriched experience if you do like branch out. And I think you will enjoy a lot of other like items on the menu. A lot of them are similar.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, Mexican, a lot of people say it's just you pick something up and you arrange it in a different way and it's a new meal. But I think a lot of people here, especially within the high school, I hear a lot of things about people saying Huntington's boring, same food, there's nothing to do. Well, how about you go out there and you try something other than, arroz con pollo? I mean, it's a good dish. I'm not going to say that. It's pretty cheap. It's good. But you could experience some, seasoned steak, steak quesadilla. That's pretty simple. You could get the Chava's quesadilla, I believe, comes with shrimp. There's lots of different things you could venture out and to do.
Very, very cheap. I forgot to mention that you can get an arroz con pollo. And that's what you favor, right? Before 4 p.m. I think it is, for like $5, maybe a little bit more with taxes. And I think that's a very good deal.
That's incredible. That's cheaper than a lot of fast food options, honestly.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, I think it's great. I think we can all agree that Chavez is a pretty great thing to celebrate here, honestly. And then we do have kind of a rival for Chavez, Los Amigos. Definitely very nice seating, right? We've also have a lot of experience with Los Amigos, I know.
You have to, it's like Chavez. It was there before Chavez, and it's got. I think they have bigger food portions. They're a little bit more over. They're more like priced up, and it's very good as well. And I think once again, exploring the menu, you'll find a lot of similar options, a lot of options that are better as well. I think the environment there. I like the environment, like going there, sitting down, eating with my friends.
Yeah, it's kind of a dim environment. It's pretty chill, relaxed. It's definitely gonna be less teenagers there, I would say. It's more of like a kind of more of a family oriented. I mean, I'd say there's more open seating. There might actually be less seating than there is at Chavez, but it's much more spacious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see what you're saying.
So there, I mean, obviously we're talking about Mexican. There's a lot of similarities between the two. I can say that the rice at Los Amigos is exceptional, which is kind of bizarre, but rice does, change place to place with the way they soak it and everything. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think Los Amigos and Los Amigos and Chavez are pretty much neck and neck. They're both very nice establishments.
One of the only things that really distinguish the two is the side of the town they are on. If you're on the south side of town, maybe you favor Los Amigos. If you're on the north side of town, you'll favor Chavez. That's closer to you.
Yeah, prices are pretty similar, so I would just say try both of them. They're both great, right? You want to mix something up, go to the other.
Going to an older restaurant, you'll see a lot of older people. At the Country Post, they have a nice breakfast and like dinner menu, lunch menu as well.
Yeah,
Lots of options.
Absolutely. I know that they have some pretty decent fish there. I've had the fish meal there. I've had a few burgers maybe. I don't know. I haven't been there too frequently, but it's a nice place to go with your grandparents for a nice little breakfast or a relaxing afternoon, I would say.
You're gonna go talk to your grandma, your grandpa. You're like, hey, let's go to the Country Post. They'll be like, yeah, I go there every weekend. You'll fit right in.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to spend time with those loved ones while you can. But I don't think either of us have a whole lot of experience with the Country Post, so
not too much experience.
No.
But moving downtown, we have Wise Guys. They are a sponsor.
Wise Guys.
Sponsor of HN Media. We thank you very much for making a lot of these things possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love Wise Guys. Wise Guys is great. It's located downtown near the library, correct?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, they have fantastic food. They got pizza. They've got other traditional Italian dishes.
Italian restaurant. We don't have very many Italian. This is the only really Italian only restaurant we have.
Yeah,
I'd say. And they'd have a lot of they've nice options. Good,
Sure.
They've really good salad as well.
Really? Yeah, I haven't tried their salad.
I've had the. I think it's something different named like a Caesar salad, but it's just like a Caesar salad, and it's really good. I will say, if you were getting an appetizer, I would highly recommend.
I'll be sure to try that out actually next time I eat there.
Nice pasta. I'll probably go there, probably soon again.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a really nice place. We just recently had a prom fundraiser there, and I really enjoyed it. I think I'll go back soon.
Go back. And then moving back over, we're gonna go to Applebee's.
Applebee's. We all know Applebee's. It's a pretty well-known chain. It's kind of a sports bar, nice place, but you can also eat there with your family. Just chill out, get some wings, or burger, steak, Alfredo. I mean, pretty much anything.
They've got a wide variety of the menu. They also have these specials where they have like the all-you-can-eat wings, all-you-can-eat riblets, all-you-can-eat shrimp. They have some specials that really bring some attention to the restaurant. I think that's a lot of the attention comes from there, but I think that overall that the establishment is overhated. I think that other than that you should like go there more often.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you get a little steak from there, I mean, where else are you gonna go? We did mention the Brick House. I think they have some probably pretty nice steaks, but other than that, there's not too many places I think they're just offering a nice steak, maybe some green beans or some mashed potatoes to the side. Just a real good dinner. I think Applebee's is phenomenal in that aspect. They've got great appetizers. You can get pretty much anything, and then yeah, like you said, those seasonal kind of deals. I mean, they're fantastic. They'll fill you up, and they're incredible. It's really amazing. I think we definitely do kind of overhate it. It's a chain, but it's also a quality food market.
Indeed. I think people like hate on it because there's that one song about Applebee's, right?
Oh, for sure.
And that mentions Applebee's on a date night, but people are like, oh yeah, you can never do that because it's just overhated. And it's kind of like maybe not. I would say people have a negative stigma about it, and I think we should get rid of that.
For sure. And actually, that song is called "Fancy Like" by Walker Hayes. I just wanted to put that in there, just in case you were wondering. I know a lot of us know that song, but we can't remember the name. But yeah, I mean, take your woman on a date, or take your man or your partner on a date there. It is nice for a date night.
You will be satisfied, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice. But kind of in that same kind of category, we're going to go on to more of a hometown area, more hometown restaurant called the Blue Sky. Okay, it's located here, right off of near the Arby's restaurant, I believe. Is that correct?
A little bit before.
A little bit before. Okay, yeah. So I think I've been there once or twice. Very positive experiences there. I think they're known for their breakfast. Is that correct?
They're called the Pancake House. They have nice breakfast menu. They also have a wide variety of just anything else. Like they have some like Italian food. They have some obviously American food. They have some other types of food as well. There's a wide variety of the menu. They don't just like stick to one thing.
And do they serve steak there? Or just...
I cannot confirm.
Okay, I understand. Well, this is for the viewers out there. Go and see if they have steak for us, and maybe interact with our social media and let us know. We'd really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I haven't been there too many times. I don't have a whole lot to say. I know the seating there is pretty nice, and the food is pretty good.
Very positive thing as well. I think it's an all-day breakfast, and
really,
an all-day breakfast. I don't think we have that anywhere else here. I think when McDonald's had that, that was pretty big because McDonald's all-day breakfast is very just.
It's huge. It's huge.
Everyone loves breakfast.
Who doesn't love breakfast?
I personally love breakfast.
I love breakfast. I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. I cannot believe that information has just been not within my mind this whole time.
I don't think people ever know that. I think that people would change and go there more often a little bit.
In fact, interact with us and comment. Did you know that? Because that is incredible. All day breakfast. I mean, you can eat pancakes for dinner. You can eat it for lunch. You can eat it for a second breakfast. I mean, really, whatever you want to do.
And then moving over to another food that's downtown. This is a hometown staple, Nick's Kitchen.
Oh, Nick's Kitchen. Don't even get me started about Nick's Kitchen. It's like a 50s little diner. I mean, I think we all know about it. There's a few counterparts, one in Roanoke, one here. I don't know where the other one is. They're all owned by, I think siblings. But it's a great place. It's got a lot of great food, and it's a really nice environment.
They do have some really good breakfast, and I would recommend going. Famous for the tenderloin, I believe.
Yeah, and I think they actually don't. They say that they created the tenderloin.
I think they do.
I think so.
Did they? I'm not sure.
I don't know. That's a good question to ask yourselves. I think we may need to actually wrap up. We can talk about. We do have quite a few pizza restaurants here. I think we all love pizza. Everybody loves pizza, right?
I love pizza. No, I think we're just gonna give our top 5 or top 3s here.
Mm-hmm. And actually, let us give our top 3 of our sit-down restaurants. We don't want to skip over that. So you go first, James.
I think so. Top 3 of our sit-down restaurants, I have Yamato. Number 1, then Los Amigos, and then Wing, etc.
Beautiful list there. I actually too am rocking Yamato at number 1, Chava's at number 2, and Applebee's for number 3. Thanks for hanging out and listening to us today. Tune in next time for our next episode where we'll be discussing current pop culture.